Okay, Bobby, I'm not sure what you do and don't understand, so I'm just going to go through a few different things with you, and I'm going to do it in English just so that there's no mix up. Okay, so the first thing is when we're talking about weight or mass, so meachán as gaeilge, it's machen. Oh, sorry, the fada is there actually. We're talking about kilograms and grams. Okay, and what actually might help you is the word kilo. That part of the word, that actually just means 1,000. Okay, so that often when you see K anywhere, like you might see someone talking about 100K when they're talking about money, K just means 1,000. So kilograms just means 1,000 grams. Okay, so we use kilograms when we're talking about slightly bigger objects, and then grams when you're talking about smaller objects. So then an example of something that is a kilogram, I always think of a bag of sugar. Okay, so that's about a kilogram. So when you're doing a recipe, a kilogram, you're not going to need a kilogram of sugar. You're going to need less than that. So you're going to need a fraction of a kilogram if you were baking. So when you talk about a fraction of a kilogram, you go back to talking about grams. So when we're talking about grams, we always refer back to kilograms. So any amount of grams, like 5 grams, you can put it over 1,000 because it's still a fraction of the full kilo, okay? So it would be 5 over 1,000 would be 5 grams, okay? And then as a decimal, it would be 0.005. When we're talking about kilograms and grams, after the decimal point, there are always 3 zeros. There has to be 3 zeros, okay? So if it were to be 65 grams, you would go 0. And then you can start the other side. So you put your 5 in here, you put your 6 in here, and there's still a space, so 0 has to go in that space. So that would be 65 grams. And you'll understand it a little bit better if you go back to writing 1,000. So 1,000 grams, we get rid of the zeros to call it a kilogram. So your kilogram goes there. So instead of your kilogram going there, you just put in your decimal point. Okay, so the one that your dad said you were mixed up with was 26 and then 726 over 1,000. Okay, so that just means 26 kilograms, and you could forget about the 1,000 there, and you could say 26 kilograms and then 726 grams. So that would mean you have 26 bags of sugar, and then you would have another bag of sugar with maybe only 700 grams. So you might be full to about there, okay? 726 grams. So that means you'd have 26 bags of sugar and one extra bag with about 720 grams. So again, because that is a fraction of the entire kilogram of the entire 1,000 grams, you can say that it's 726 grams out of a full 1,000 grams, okay? And then when we go to write our kilograms and grams, so I'm going to put 3 boxes here, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put the decimal point before, and then afterwards you can have a number of boxes, so we won't put in boxes there, but there has to be 3 after the decimal point when we're talking about kilograms. So this could fit in here, so that's going to be 726 grams, and you put your 26 this side of the decimal point. So that's just 26 kilograms and 726 grams. So when you see something like this, it looks more confusing than it is. Anytime you're talking about an amount of grams, you can put it over 1,000. Okay, because it's just a percentage or a fraction of the full kilogram, okay? And then it can get a little bit more confusing, like for example, if you had 1.5 kilograms, okay, and you had to put that over 1,000. Well, we know that we can put 1.5 kilograms. So the easiest thing to do would be to get your 3 boxes again, and your decimal point, and you can have a box here for the 1. So you have 1 and you have decimal point, and this is directly after the decimal point, and there aren't any zeros there. So the 5 goes here, and then there are still 2 spaces. So 500. So we know that that's 500 grams. It's not 5 grams. That's 500 because you're missing 2 zeros there. And the decimal point is right here. So that means it's 500 grams, okay? So when you could put that over, you could say 1 kilogram. And then you could put that over 1,000 because, again, you could have half of this would be 500 out of a total 1,000 grams. So you would have 500 over 1,000. Okay, and when you have a fraction as big as that, you can make it smaller. Okay, so the easiest thing to do when you have zeros on the top and on the bottom, you can get rid of some. So get rid of 1 on the top, get rid of 1 on the bottom, get rid of 1 on the top, get